Hello and thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce, and welcome to Positive Power 21 Network, where you get your positive on. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jerry Royce. I'm out of the studio today. I'm out on location. I'm out with a group of young men who decided to get together and just watch some sports and shoot some breeze a little bit with one another, just to catch up. And I'm in the back room, the media room right now. I'm about to interview a young man. We're gonna find a little bit about him. The name of this episode is called Uncovering Mr. Right. And we're going to get a chance to see how young guys are making out there, either while they're married or being single. All right. And then this young man we're about to talk to is married. And he's been married for a few years now. We'll find out how he's making out, if he have any questions, anything like that, and help you guys out there who's thinking about getting married, or you're married and you're climbing that 6 or 7 year itch. All right. Welcome to the show, Warren. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. So actually, it's William, right? No, okay, not Warren. Not named after your dad. All right, William, tell my audience a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name's William Crest. I have been married 5 years. It'll be 6 in June. I am a small business owner. I don't know if you can hear me. It's flatlining.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so I'm a small business owner. I own a janitorial and maid service.
All right, very good. And you said how long you been married, you say?
5 years.
5 years. Very good, very good. All right. Now, there's people out there, they have a little bit of problems right now. They're looking for the ideal woman. Now, before we talk about what's going on out there with the women and, how's your wife, how is she the same as she was when you first met her? Let's just ask you right now, how you feel about, when you first got married. You got married at a pretty young age. Were you really ready? Or let's just say, did you consider yourself to be a Mr. Right, saying you were ready at the time?
I think I was ready at the time. Just before then, I had gone through a phase where I dated a lot, and I actually prayed about finding the right woman. So I was definitely ready to get married.
All right, very good. So you're a Christian man, and your wife, you guys go to the same church and everything?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so how important was your faith?
Faith was very important. Faith is still the foundation of our marriage. We try to go to church every Sunday, and we also try to attend marriage counseling or Bible study when we can, so we can grow together.
All right, very good. Now, what was your first 3 years like in marriage? I know you trying to get to know each other. That was your first time living together also?
We had lived together previously a year up until we got married.
Okay, so after that, you kind of knew that you could handle it.
Yes.
All right, very good. Because it's not easy, you're used to just you and then, the women are introducing their life into your world. And do you have any sisters?
I do not. No sisters.
All right, so this was a wide opening experience for you then. So what was the first year like just living together?
It was an adjustment. You have to get used to sharing. So before, I would be used to just coming into my own space and watching what shows I wanted to watch. Now it's about what shows we wanted to watch together. Also about adjusting to how to just keep your personal space and theirs. It's certain times that when you're living together or you're living with someone, you just want to be by yourself. You need time to unwind. So you just have to learn to respect personal boundaries.
Very true, very true. Okay, now you said your first relationship. What was the learning experience in your first relationship that helped you with your marriage?
The learning experience would be it was all about me and what I really wanted from a woman. My first experience was with I was with her for a long time through high school and a little bit after high school. And during that stage in my life, you're still trying to learn about yourself. So it's kind of hard to please someone else as well. So I think that relationship just taught me what I wanted out of a relationship and really honed me as a man as to what my expectations are as well.
All right, very good, very good. Because it's not easy when you are including your stuff in another person's life, because you bring it all together, try to be one. Now, that first relationship was a learning experience. Now, everything that happened in that first relationship, did you kind of see some of the stuff happening when you got married and when you was prepared for it?
No, actually, that was one of the great things about my very first serious relationship. All the things that happened in that relationship, I learned that some of the stuff that I really wasn't tolerant of. So you find another person, and while you're dating them, I found my wife. I was honest with my wife. Like, this is some things that I just won't tolerate. I can't tolerate in our relationship. So,
And that is
cheating is one. Like, there is no for me, there is no coming back from that. I think that's a conscious decision, and it's something that to me is just unforgivable.
yes, that's very true. Now, cheating for men and women is different. The men, they say it's more physical. You know, they don't have to be in love with their person; it's just physical. Women, they kind of tend to be a little emotional with relationships, so it's a little hard to take because you know that deep down it must be some love involved. That's the first thing you're gonna ask them after they they admitted that they committed adultery. You're gonna ask them, are you in love with that person? Was that something that came to mind when you found out, or did you say that the first person did cheat on you?
Yes, the first person did actually cheat on me multiple times. But again, it was a learning experience because I tried to stick it out and work with that person, but after a while, you kind of realize that this person, if they're gonna continuously cheat on you, then it's not really worth it. You can find somebody out there better.
Right, that's true, and you did happen to find somebody better. All right, let's move a little now. Okay, let's talk about when you growing up in high school. What kind of guy were you in high school? Were you a ladies' man, or you was just looking for that one?
I wasn't a ladies' man. I was far from a ladies' man. I was the type of guy. I had a girlfriend every year of high school, a different one. So yeah.
All right, I have to apologize for that phone call. Look, it was my mom was trying to call. I forgot to take my phone off the ringer, which I'll take care because she's going to try to call back. All right, my apology, audience. Well, anyway, audience, so this is this young guy. We know what kind of guy he was in high school, and then we know what kind of man he is right now. He's a Christian man. He's putting a lot into his relationship. Now, we're going to talk about some of his friends that's out there. Now, do you have any friends that are married right now?
Yes, actually, all my friends are married.
Oh, get out of here. All right.
All my close buddies are married except for the two.
Yeah, the two that's here, right? Right, Kellen and Brian. So do you guys get together and do couples night?
Yes, we do.
Okay, how important is that your very close friends are married?
Very important because they still give you the same perspective as what you have. When they were single, they couldn't relate to you, and you were out of that time of your life, so it was a little bit difficult because they wanted to hang out, and you like, well, I got a wife at home. I can't be out till 3:00 in the morning anymore. So now that they married, they understand now.
Very good, very good. All right, if you had an opportunity to mentor a young man in the church, and he's with a fiance right now, he's thinking about getting married, what would be your advice to him?
Definitely, if you're in church, make sure you stay in church. That would be my first set of advice, and then my second advice would be you have to have in a marriage extreme patience. That's exactly what I'm learning. You have to know that you can't get so upset and mad at a person and not understand that this is a process that you're going to really have to work for.
Very good, very good. All right, now, how can you tell, if you was mentoring to a young man, what would he say to make you think he was ready?
Not necessarily what you say is what you do. If we go out and you still look at that female, every guy still looks. Don't get me wrong. But if you actually, how people say, it's good to look at the menu, just don't order. If you still out there trying to get the number, you're not ready.
Not ready. You hear the guys? You're not ready. How important was it to be in love? Okay, let me ask you this: when did you know you was in love with her?
Maybe like our third date.
Wow. And one thing I remember, it's like something happens when that's that person's the one. You kind of get this feeling like, did you clear your address book, your phone book? And I guess in your case you had a cell phone. Did you clear your cell phone? Did not take any more calls? Or you say, oh, okay, I'm busy right now? I mean, everybody, how sometimes people call you up the next year, see what you're up to. Do you want to go out, hang out? Was that happening?
I had cleared it out. I let everybody know, hey, I'm in a relationship and there's no chance, so don't call me.
Same here, same. I think I was dating a few women at the time. You know how you have your rotation. Everybody, you have the one you want to hang out for the movies or show off with the guys. And I did the same thing. I didn't want to hear from no more. I was serious. I knew this was it. You get that feeling. You kind of lose touch with the fellas a little bit too. Did that happen?
Yeah, just for a little while, and then I came back. You can't lose touch with the fellas too long. They're important. You're gonna need the fellas.
Right, and they will call you to find out what's because they want to see it. And then you kind of excited. You want her, them to meet her and her to meet them and say, hey, these are my homies, blah blah blah, and that thing. Now let's ask you about career, work. How important was it to have your finances together or have do you have the dream job right now?
I would say no. I'm still working on getting to my dream job. I think that finances play a part in your relationship, in your marriage, but I don't think it's huge. It doesn't become huge until you have a child. You have someone else relying on you.
Okay. Now, how was it important for you guys, like owning a home? Did you guys own a home together?
Yes, I actually had my home before I got married.
Oh, very good, very good. So in other words, you already was pretty much in good finance. And so when she came on, how important was that you guys shared your credit record and things like that?
I think it was very important just so I know where she stood, but it wasn't the end all be all. Because in the end, if you're really in love, and you're really committed to each other, then your finances will work itself out. My wife actually stopped going to work not long after we got married and went to law school full time.
All right, good. So she practicing law right now?
Yeah, she graduated, passed the bar, and now she's a lawyer.
All right, very good start for you. Okay, now you guys are moving on. Now how old you? You say you're right now, Will?
I'm 30.
30. Okay, you're 30. Now I got married when I was 29. I knew I was ready at that time. But you got an early start. Okay, now you guys are entering pretty much. Is she in her 30s?
Not 29, so almost.
Okay, that's close. Okay, now you're gonna be entering another chapter of your life. Are you guys have any children right now?
Yes, we do. We have one little girl.
Oh, very good, very good. So, gonna be building on the family more?
Maybe.
Yeah. But it's always good to bring, another one in because you don't want them to be alone, because we're not going to be around forever. So you want them to have somebody, that's sharing the responsibilities of taking care of their aging parents. Because right now, I have aging parents. Grandmother's still around. She's in her 90s. And even I'm helping my mom out just dealing with her mom, So you kind of don't, and it's good because you have siblings that you can kind of, bounce ideas off. It's like you're not in it by yourself. So that's something to think about.
Okay. Yeah, it's not necessarily that we don't want to. It's just right now we have our kid, but we also are trying to get to that next phase of what we wanted to do in our lives too, because we still have some unfinished goals to hit.
Very good, very good. All right, now we're gonna finish up on this episode. We're gonna bring the rest of the guys in. So, Will, before we close out the show, you have any comments you'd like to make to some young guy who's dating right now, who's thinking about dropping down on one knee and handing her that ring? Any advice?
My one biggest piece of advice is just make sure you're ready. If you have to even second guess the decision, like I knew within my third date that this is the woman that I wanted to be with, and it was no question about it. So if you have any questions or you hesitate at all, maybe wait and reevaluate.
All right, very good. All right, this is Joey Voice and Positive Power Uncovering Mr. Right. You heard it firsthand. Stay tuned. We'll have another episode following this one. Thank you, everybody. All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jerry Royce. With segment 2 of Uncovering Mr. Right. Now we're sitting here with Kellen, and he's a single guy, so we're gonna ask him about his background first, and then we're gonna get into what's going on out there in the single world. All right, Kellen, welcome to the show. How you doing today?
I'm feeling good. How about yourself, man?
Doing great. Now tell my audience a little bit about yourself.
My name is Kellen. I'm 30 years old. I graduated from a Christian private school. Became a police officer for a little bit. I specialize in personal security and any kind of protection. My ultimate goal is to have my own tactical and enforcement training facility for all of Maryland officers and anyone who wants to learn anything about protection.
All right, very good. Ambitious young man, very good. And how old are you right now?
30.
All right, very good. Okay, you guys are the same age. I forgot about that. All right, Kellen, basically this show is about Mr. Right. Do you consider yourself to be a good catch for a young woman?
Oh, most definitely.
All right. Now, are you currently in a relationship right now?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, when was the last time you was in a relationship?
It's been a year.
And how long did that last?
6 months.
6 months. Okay, you had anything longer than that?
A year and a half, 2 years, probably my longest.
Okay, so basically, if you with someone for 2 years, it's almost pretty much time for an engagement process. So what happened there?
Um, she revealed to me over a period of time once we moved in together a few things that I didn't think I could deal with the rest of my life. So at that point, I had to make a decision.
All right, very good, very good. So you had to be strong to make the decision. I'm quite sure you was in love with the young lady. It was probably a little hard to break away from somebody you've been with for that length of time. Was it a very difficult decision for you?
Oh, most definitely. It was difficult because I know she wasn't going to really agree with my decision, but I knew there's really nothing she could do to change my mind because it was certain traits about herself that I couldn't ask her to change because we'd be asking her to change who she is and the essence of herself. You can't ask anyone to do that.
Very good, very good. Okay, now you consider yourself be a strong Christian man?
Oh, most definitely. My mother is a reverend. My father's a reverend. I came up in the church, still go to church, and graduated from Christian school. So I love the Lord more than anybody.
All right, very good. So how important that this next woman to come along your life is really involved with the church?
Well, that's probably one of the first two things on the list. You have to believe in God for me to even go out on a date with you.
Very good, very good. All right, let's talk a little bit about the dating world since you brought that word up. All right, what is it like out there right now with dating? I mean, are you dating like you're dating a few women right now, just trying to see what's going on out there and just getting to know them a little bit?
Dating world is rough. I'm scared at this point. I haven't been on a date in about a month and a half. The last time I was dating actively, it was just people play a lot of games, so you have to play the game with them because they make you. And I'm kind of tired of it at this point, so I'm just tired. I don't have the energy to keep doing it, so I'm taking a break at the moment.
All right, very good. You got to do what you got to do. What's right for you. All right, now I had a chance to. I work for a federal agency, and I see a lot of ladies, and some of them seem really, really nice. They educated. They're looking for a very nice man. At least that's what they say. They're not really into the real fabulous things because they got good jobs and they can take care of themselves. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. But now let's talk about some of the women you dated. Tell us a little bit about the last woman you went out with.
The last woman I went out with, she told me that I treated her like a queen. No one had ever treated her like that before. She said I had everything that she could ever hope for, but I was 2 inches too short. And she couldn't get over that. And once she said that, I was through. Like, there was no point in me talking to you. But to realize that some of you ladies could be that petty to find a man that's going to treat you like a queen and that's still not good enough was kind of disheartening.
Yeah, I heard a lot about that. And it's kind of crazy because you think that once you get to know somebody, basically it's about that person, what's in them, not height, width, whatever, one leg, 3 legs, whatever. If you're in love with the person, you're in love with that person. Now, you hear that all the time. I remember my sister always just say, I'm looking for the guy with the box haircut, the light-skinned dude. He has to be 5'10", 5'11", wearing a fade. She never mentioned, he has to be educated and walk straight up and believe in God. It was more of the physical thing. Now, if this woman was attracted to you enough to go out with you on a date, then, was it, you think she'd just say, okay, I'm not really attracted to guys that hype, but I'm going to try it anyway? Do you think that's what happened?
She said that's what the case was, but we dated for 4 months. So if you let it go that far and your feelings were deeply involved, for you to not let it go any further over superficial things, it kind of made me look at ladies in a different light.
Yes. Now, the funny thing about women, too, depending on their age, they think that, just like us, we say, okay, she's nice, she's kind of plain, a little too plain. I think I can do better. Maybe you're attracted to the Beyonce types, the Rihanna types, whoever you're attracted to on TV at the time that you're looking at. You may want to go out and see if you can find that person. But, is that important to you, looks or physicality?
Well, human nature is we go by what we see first. So you definitely have to be attractive because I don't know anything about you yet. So you have to be attractive first. That's not going to be the thing I weigh the most off of my decision, but it's definitely the first thing I'm looking at because I don't know you. So it's not my fault. It's human nature.
You brought up a very important thing just now. getting to know the person. All right, let's talk about some situations now. You're in church and you're involved with a youth ministry, and it's a few young ladies. Everybody just joined, don't know each other right now. But as you get to know the group, you see all say it's 5 young ladies. All 5 of them are attractive. You know, each of them have their own different quality about them, whether it's short hair, long hair, they thick, chick, curvy, or tall, slim, whatever. You look at them all the same as far as, you know, visually. But now you're trying to get to know them mentally now, and then you start noticing that you like the way this one speaks. You like the way this one carries herself. You know, maybe she's very dainty, like a lady. And then maybe this one, you say, oh, I can treat her like a queen. You know, so you feel that because you're in an environment where you have an opportunity to take your time and patiently get to know them, that can kind of dictate what direction you're going with that individual?
Oh, that's always the turning point for me. Once I get you in an environment, say dinner or something like such, where I can talk to you one-on-one and get your thoughts and point of views on life and how you view things and things you like and things you don't like. And actually just the way you hold a conversation in general. I like someone who can articulate themselves properly and quite frankly is not going to embarrass me in public.
That's right. That is true. That is true. So, man, have you been involved with ministries or like maybe being on the police force and it was somebody like a secretary, somebody you got a chance to really see every day, and then you said, well, I'm going to ask him out one day and, you know, see if it can work?
Oh, yeah. I had a female partner. I actually asked her out and we dated for a little bit and it worked out. But being in that environment, it just wasn't conducive for work. But other than that, she was a nice young lady.
All right. Now, have you had a chance to look her up since you're not, you know, you guys not partners anymore?
I looked her up to see what she was doing, but I didn't contact her. I didn't think it warranted me to keep going after her because she really didn't seem that interested. So.
Okay, so you had to just move on that one. All right, that's all right. All right, now we understand what you're going through with the dating world. Now, where are you going? You know, where are you looking right now? I mean, you say you're not really interested in dating as much, but where are you that if was a young lady out there who's looking for a nice young man who's striving for some excellence, where would they find you?
Church.
All right. Now, you know, you have a pretty small church. Not every day is going to be a visitor walking through the door, but you know, do you guys like partner up with other churches where you have larger retreats? Because I know y'all do your own retreats, but do y'all partner with other churches?
We actually don't, not to my knowledge, but I visit other churches frequently. So I'm actually shopping for churches at the moment. I hate to say it that way, but I like to keep my options open. If I'm not really feel as though I'm being fed the way that I would feel as though is to my maximum potential in the Lord and the house in His kingdom building, which is how I feel at the moment. So I'm looking for a church now, and in the process of that, I come across a lot of young ladies.
All right, very good. Now, in the church I attend, it's a big building, but it's not a huge congregation. But I don't really know everything because I'm just there on Sunday. Now, Brandon is usually a little involved with the church. He has a ministry going on. He had brought a young lady to the house, very nice. I can't remember her name. Maybe you remember her. Did he ever mention anybody to you that I'm not sure he's involved with? Because I think he brought it by during a holiday.
I can't remember my name. No, sir.
Okay, we're going to ask him about her because she was really, really nice, you know. And I'm not sure if she was sweet on him or what, but you know how he moves.
That's probably why I can't remember. It's there's the list.
All right. So okay, let's talk about some quality. What are some of the qualities you're looking for in a woman? You mentioned you want her to be able to articulate. Now, I mean, is height important? Width important? I mean, complexion? Because some people are pretty specific what they're attracted to.
I'm known for being very picky, so I definitely have a list, but it's definitely flexible. If you wow me in your conversation and the way our chemistry is with each other, then naturally I'm going to overlook some things because that means more to me. But race doesn't matter, height doesn't matter. I would like to say weight doesn't matter, but it does. I'm just not physically attracted to a larger size woman. So that's just my personal preference. Sorry, ladies. Still love you, but it's just not my type. Everyone has that type.
All right. Now, suppose this was a woman. Say you was out with Will, and his wife had a gathering, had some friends from the office, friends from college. You know, they lawyer types, really smart, probably can handle, they wow you in their conversation, no doubt, because they're trained in that kind of thing. All right, you had an opportunity, to hang out, and this woman, you like everything that comes out of her mouth, how she carries herself, how professional she is, but she's a little curvy. She's a curvy woman. You wouldn't be able to bypass that and say, you know what, maybe we can work out together. It's not like you want to stress that on it, because that wouldn't be fair. But could you work with that?
No. I gave it a try. She wasn't curvy. She was actually a little big. Curvy is fine. Chubby is fine. But if I would consider you to be a little big on the heavy side, then I can't do it. There's just no physical attraction. And in the long run, we're just not going to have a healthy relationship because we're not going to be physically connected.
Wow, that's deep. So mentally wouldn't even come into a factor then. Wow. Oh, that's crazy, man. All right, but I mean that's just it's their thing. That's your thing. That's right. You can't force it. That's true. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. But one thing I want to say, suppose you found that nice, slim, curvy young lady, about the size of Rihanna, and everything looking good. She take care of herself, but she has a set of twins. Put on a little bit of mommy weight, baby weight. She can't shake it. What's gonna happen now?
I'll give her a fair shot. Little baby weight, you can't help that. You went through something that is a blessing. You had children. You gave birth. So I'm not going to hold that against you. That wouldn't be fair. I give you all a shot in the world. That's fine.
All right, man. I can argue that point there because I've seen it happen. I mean, and we can talk about our parents' friends and they show you pictures, man. You're like, whoa, were you a model back then? Because all you know is them being, your best friend's mommy now, and you look and say, oh, okay.
That's how I give you a shot. I'll give you a shot. That doesn't mean you're in there, but I like to give people a fair shot.
All right. Okay, this is Jerry Royce and Uncovering Mr. Right. We were talking to Kellen. Now we're gonna bring the guys in a few and get their perspective on a group discussion and continue to tune in. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry Royce, Uncovering Mr. Right. This is Jerry Royce and Uncovering Mr. Right. Today I'm in a room with three gentlemen. We have two single guys and one married man. We're gonna start a topic and have everybody jump in and see how this turn out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, stay tuned. And we got everyone introduce themselves going around the room.
How you doing? I'm Kellen.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Will.
All right, William, since you and I are the only married men out of the group, everybody got a kind of little different perspective on relationships these days. All right, now, in the previous show, you stated you was married, you said 6 years?
Five going on 6 in June.
All right, very good. And you're happily married.
Happily married.
Happily married. Now, could you sell that to those guys? If they were looking, if they like being single, that's what we're gonna ask them right now first before we jump into that topic. Okay, Kellen, do you enjoy being single, or you would love to be married?
I love being single.
And Brandon?
I'm enjoying my singledom, yes.
All right. Now, what's so good about being single right now for you?
Freedom.
Yeah, there's that. And no pressure.
All right, William, judging by what they just said, how you feel about what they just said?
I understand where they're coming from. I do feel that even though you're married, you still have certain freedom that you can enjoy as a married man that you can have as a single man. The only difference is when it comes down to multiple women. But if you found the right woman that you feel like you've invested in time and you want to marry, then that really wouldn't matter.
All right. Okay, good. Well put. Now, Kellen, judging by what he just said, if you had the right woman, would being single matter to you right now?
Yes. Even the best thing can get a little stale once you have to use it every day forever.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Brandon?
Oh my goodness. Well, speaking as the other single guy in this room, point taken. I don't necessarily feel the same way. I'm not averse to marriage. I'm very much looking forward to it. However, because I'm looking forward to it as much as I am, I refuse to settle or rush into anything. So right now, what I'm doing is, first of all, making sure I know who I am and what I want. That way I know what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of folk fall into a trap where they don't know what they want or who they are. And they seek out things based on physical or just the wrong motives. So I'm trying to have the right motives, make sure I'm right, so I can be prepared for her.
All right, very good. All right, now what are the steps you're taking right now to prepare yourself for that Miss Right? We will call her.
Making sure I'm right spiritually. Making sure making sure that I'll be ready to be selfless with her. I'm a pretty selfless person in other arenas, but when it comes to my personal time, I'm kind of selfish. So I'm praying on that, working on that, making sure that I can devote myself to her, and making sure my emotions are in check.
All right. Now listen to what he just said, William. You gave up a lot of that? Now, do you still have some of that? I mean, did she give you your time?
Yeah, I still have my time. I think it's important to have your time. If you don't have your time, then it can become very difficult and very frustrating. Everybody needs their opportunity to, even if it's when you first come in the house, 15 minutes to kind of unwind, just get what you had going on throughout the professional day off of you before you get into family life. So yes, time is very important. I do have my time.
All right. Now, Kellen, listening to what William just said, if she was really special, would you really want that much single man time?
I mean, most of my answers are based off of fact. I mean, the divorce rate is raising every year. We're close to 60% now. And when I talk to other married people, just the majority, not everybody, of course, but you hear the words content, just moving along, just in a system, doing the same thing over and over again, not really happy, just stagnant. Mm-hmm. And I want to get there, and that seems to be the majority.
All right. Now, this came out of a conversation that I had with a guy that was in his 50s, that's single. And he said he's looking for somebody who's going to be like his best friend. You know, they can talk, they can do everything together. It's like it was incredible the way he was describing it. And listening to him say that, my co-host just got engaged. And she has a long-distance relationship. She's in Detroit, and her fiance is in D.C. But they have date night on Skype on Thursday nights with just them. No friends, nothing. No children, nobody involved because he has kids. And I think Monday through the rest of the week they talk, play games, just like they're together. It's incredible how. And then they do Bible study together, which they're going through some book called, I think, 101 or something like that, where it's like real in-depth questions covering everything. So they're really learning to become one mentally first, instead of you can't wait to see your woman because you want to get with her, because that's how we think. So she's having an opportunity to grow. Now that's important, William.
Very much so. Very important to grow mentally, physically. I think what Kellen was alluding to earlier about the same thing all the time. Physically, I mean, in marriage, it's but so much that you can do. But if you have that mental connection, it becomes more than just physical.
That's right. Because I've been married 22 years, be 23 this year. And I can't wait to see my wife come through that door. I know she's safe. We want to hear her day. Of course, sometimes, you don't always want to hear the day, but sometimes you have to go through that motion because you only can take but so much sometimes when the person is going through certain. But you want to be there for them and support them. And then you're in a certain chapter of your life where you're both preparing for certain things. Like right now, I'm in my 50s. We're talking about preparing ourselves for retirement, also preparing our children for the next level of education. So we got a lot going on. And you have a child. So sometimes you forget about you and you think about them. Tell us a little bit about that experience, William.
Yeah, absolutely. When you get to certain levels, it's about building together. Right now, the main focus is hitting our goals so that we can put my daughter in a better position so that when she gets older, she'll have a leg up that we didn't have. So she'll have maybe some credit or a piece of property, which I think to me is very important. I think not a lot of African American families know about finances and how real estate and stuff like that works. So we want to put our daughter in a position that when she gets out of college, she'll already have a place, or when she's going to college, she already has her own house or something she doesn't have to pay for. She already owns. So that's a goal that me and my wife work on together. So I think it's very important to set goals together and work on those things to further increase your family.
Absolutely, great, well put. Now that's what I'm talking about. Moving to a different chapter in your life. Now he had the opportunity to get to know her, the physical part, the emotional part, and now they're building on some things, and that kind of changed your mindset as you enter these relationships. But you want to make sure it's the right person, correct, Will?
Yeah, you want to make sure that whatever you're building is with the right person. I think the Bible always talks about you want to build on solid ground. You don't want to be on sand, because if you try to build something with a person that you're just maybe physically attracted to, like I said, physicality wears off.
Right, absolutely. Because we was talking about that. You know, he has a particular body type, and he met someone that had a particular body type. She wanted someone taller. You mentioned about the heels. She was taller than him, so she must have been uncomfortable with that. And in certain countries, shorter men love taller women, and taller women like shorter men. But I guess in America, it's a little different here. Yeah, but you can't help it if that's what you're attracted to. But we also alluded to this too when we was talking. I said, suppose you're in a group, a small group, and you get a chance to see these people all the time. It's 5 women. When you first met that group, you didn't see anybody you really was attracted to. You say, oh, they attracted women, but it was nothing else. There was no other substance but just visual. But then as you got to know everybody, somebody kind of stood out to you, but they weren't your body type. And he said he still couldn't get past that. Why so?
I mean, because I know in the long run, if we don't have the physical connection as well as the mental connection, then it's not going to have a long run. Because if I can't come home every day and look at you and be happy with what I see, then I'm not going to be happy. I don't know how else to put that.
Well, you got any comments on that? Because I had one.
I definitely understand where he's coming from. I think physical attraction is important, but I think that anything can be overcome it can be overcome.
Bernie, you got any comments on that?
I mean, honestly, I'm going through that right now with the young lady, but it's kind of in reverse to where you said you see somebody and you physically attracted first, then you learn the substance. I was in reverse. I was attracted to a woman's character and her heart first. Mm-hmm. Didn't really find her. Well, I found her attractive, but I don't think I have any sexual attraction to her. And I'm kind of worried about that because she's a great woman, great character. Like I said, big heart. We have a lot of things in common. I enjoy her time, all of that stuff. But when it comes down to it, and I'm 30 now, so I'm thinking about the future. Could this be my potential wife? And you need that spark, and I don't feel that. But I'm wrestling with the fact that I think I'm being too superficial because nobody's perfect, all of that good stuff. And on the other hand, I'm like, well, she can't work on it, but it has to be her desire. So I'm kind of torn right now. So I definitely agree that substance is more important, but if we're talking about long run, it has to be that spark there. And not saying it's going to always be hot, but it has to be there to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So.
But you know one thing about the human brain, you can train it. And I went through exactly what you guys, because my brother was in the modeling, and basically we start out promoting, and you start meeting people in that industry. The women are bad, but then when you start getting to know them, you find out they ain't have anything going on upstairs. So then you start getting a little worried, like, okay, but how long can she look bad like that? Because she always gonna have that same brain, that same mindset. So you can't do anything about that. So at the end of the time, she gonna lose everything, and you're not gonna have anything that you want. So thinking about when I started dating, I guess plainer looking women, where you can fix them up, they do their hair and outfits, they look super great, but they bright also. It's like, can you do that? Can you live with that? But then what's going to happen when you're with someone who's not into exercising? Like my wife, she don't like to exercise. She like the heat. So it's like I was thinking about that. Can I handle that? Because I know what I like. You thinking about the Janet Jackson, and I watched what Janet Jackson went through. She was like what Beyonce is to you guys, to us back then. But remember, Janet Jackson was struggling with weight issues. But I said, wow, is that kind of an example that God has given us, that here's someone we admire on stage. She has everything, super bright, businesswoman, rich, but she was still fighting with weight issues. And that, men think about that. It's like, wow, what's going to happen? But what about us? That's the first thing, gravity,
That's a point taken, but that's part of the reason why I feel like I feel, because I know I'm super into my fitness, and I will be for the rest of my life. So I feel like I'm not gonna miss a beat. Of course, gravity happens, your metabolism slows down, all of that good stuff. Yeah. But I'm not gonna let it get out of hand. And I just feel like, now mind you, another thing I'm worried about is because I know I've seen her sister and her brother, and they're both big. So I'm thinking like, is this genetic? And like I said, I feel like I'm being too superficial, but that's real to me. I don't want to marry an obese woman or a woman that has the potential to be obese. So, that's where I am. Now, I'm not saying that substance is lesser or is less important, because substance is always more important than physical. But again, there has to be an attraction there.
Right.
And it's not like it's not any kind of attraction, but it has to be that attraction that warrants me wanting to marry her.
So you can't find anything attractive. Sometimes you just look at her face and say, "Oh, that's just enough." Were you married? Do you struggle sometime too? How did your wife start? Was she slim and trim? What she was looking at? Yeah, just tell.
He didn't say nothing sexual.
We had to pause the tape real quick.
What did he say? Slim and trim, right. He didn't say nothing sexual. He said slim.
No.
She was slim. We grew up
I,
in the church.
Yeah, I've always been physically attracted to my wife since I saw her.
That's easy.
You
went back.
So, yeah, it is. But again, I am physically attracted to my wife, and I always have had that spark that Brandon is saying he's missing. However, the flip side of that coin is what Kellen was talking about, was after a while she becomes your wife. So you see her through everything. You see when you're married, you go through seeing her wake up in the morning. You see her get up and go to the bathroom, where sometimes she won't even close the door.
Right.
You see her in her most nastiest times.
I'm cool.
So you lose that. You really do sometimes lose that attraction, and it takes you sometimes have to rebuild it.
Or you experience childbirth.
Yeah, childbirth really messed me up for a while.
That's cool.
You need a reset button on that one.
Yeah, childbirth will set you back a couple months.
I'm with you on that one.
What you do after that?
I'm worried about this gut. Let's just go right to the point. It's a gut, and it reminds me of. You ever seen an alcoholic woman's gut?
Yeah.
Where her body is like shapely, and then she got the gut, this little pouch.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I'm
sorry. I just I can't get past it mentally. I'm praying about it because, like I said, she's a good woman. She takes care of me, comes over here, cooks, cleans, all that stuff willingly. I don't ask her to. So she has the substance. But again, when I look at her, I just don't feel it like that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I want to, because I know how good a woman she is, and I know that if I did feel that way about her, I would wipe her up.
Right. Plus, you know what? Sometimes you can outgrow certain things. Because I tell you, my brother, Uncle Mike, the way Uncle Mike was. Uncle Mike only was attracted to women that could go on Soul Train. The whole family would tell you that, because he was up there on the stage. That's what he wanted, but he didn't marry that. She's very sweet. Do other things you just mentioned. You just said about your young lady, and it's like, wow, I remember what that guy like. It's like, sometimes women get a certain size. You can't even let them sit on your lap at a certain point. So you kind of grow out of some. You still know what you really want, because it never leaves your brain. But you say you can accept that, because nobody's perfect. And you're not going to find a woman that's super perfect. His woman's a lawyer. How many guys would love to have a woman that can take care of herself? If something happened to him, she can still hold it down, take care of the family. But what's going to happen is as they partying and entertaining because she decided to open up her own law firm and she's putting in the hours and she can't get in the gym no more, you're going to still be there for her, right, Will?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. So certain things you got to give up on. You say, hey, we're older now. Hey, so sometimes you have to train your brain. Instead of looking at those Cinemax women or you going to the club scene, you got to get away from that.
So you're saying train your brain.
You got to train your brain.
Overextend.
Yes.
See, the thing is, I've done that over the last 4 years.
Yeah, we've
You
done
see,
that.
Patricia, and that's no disrespect to Patricia or Dion. Neither one of them were beautiful.
I thought Patricia had qualities in her.
That's all. She was at her
Right.
opinion.
Right.
To me, she wasn't.
Because I remember when you
But
told
that
me
wasn't
the
the,
type.
that wasn't the attraction though.
Right.
The attraction was the kind of woman she was. She could hold herself down. She made great money, and she was spiritual and had good character and all that other stuff. Good mother, all of that. And that's why I was attracted to her. It wasn't the physical necessarily. I mean, she had a nice body and everything.
Yeah.
But that's not what drew me to her. And then Dion, same thing. Good person, all the other stuff. Physically, she wasn't like anything that I was like.
I thought she was cute. I mean, she had the natural hair thing going on.
I love that. She was cute. So my point is,
She could be fixed up too. She could be fixed up.
yeah. She could doll up when she wanted to. My point is that I've already trained my brain to not look at the physical. Cause I used to be super picky.
Yeah.
Unreasonably so. But I got to a point where it didn't get me anywhere. So something had to change. So I did.
Right, because you look at some of those attractive women that's on those reality shows, where they bad as heck. Look at Kenya Moore, but they crazy. They out of their mind. So I'm saying, do you want to? Every day you see a woman come home with the bad banging body. When you go out to the club, she gonna be the baddest in there. Well, I know. But then I found out that some women naturally can hold it down. The pouch don't happen. Some of them, the body just stay tight. It's just, I don't know, genetic or what. They only have to be in the gym.
That's not like flat. It's the pouch, man.
Yeah.
It's hanging over. I'm sorry, man.
She could never wear a clinging shirt during the summer.
You might as well let that go, man.
Nah, I want to get over it. I do. Like I said, she's a good woman.
At this point, you forcing it.
Nah, I mean, no. I don't think I'm forcing it.
I think anything you do.
I'm hanging in there because I'm praying about it.
You hear that?
I can't pray and just leave it. I'm praying for a transformation in the way I think. So I can't leave. I gotta wait to see the breakthrough. So that's where I am now.
Right. Now, did she had a child before?
No.
Wow. So when she get happy, so when she get happy, yeah, because I let my wife slide since she had delivered 2 children, so I don't expect her, because I know she ain't going to no gym. Yeah. Yeah, she ain't going in no gym. She can get on like if I just say, "Huh, you should do a little something because you should be a little physical because you just can't work and eat and don't do nothing." She may ride the bike like one time out the month. Oh yeah, honey, doing good. I did an hour.
She exercises too. She does Zumba and all of that, which is what I'm saying. Like she does all of that. So I'm thinking it's genetic.
Yeah.
And it ain't going nowhere.
Right. So you thinking once she let all that stuff go, bam.
It's just gonna be. That's how I felt about. Honestly, that's how I felt about my other young lady, Kirby. She's super dope. Like I met some quality women in my life. Super dope. She's a scientist. Chemical engineering degree, systems engineering master's degree. Bad, but she had like
the stubble,
facial hair.
Oh yeah, I can't handle
under
that.
the neck, and she was thick, and her father and mother were thick. So I'm like, again, that's genetic. And I hate to be that petty, but it's just I'm thinking about life partner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna divorce her.
Is that petty though? To have preferences? I don't think that's petty
To
to have
be
preferences.
so hooked on the superficial, yeah, I think it is a little petty.
You like what you like, right?
I do.
I mean, that's not
But-
petty.
And it's hard to be that way if you're an attractive guy because women are gonna be attracted to you and they won't find fault your physicality, but it's them that you're gonna have a problem with because it's a lot of women out there say,
It's a numbers thing.
right,
So they settle a lot more than we have to.
yeah,
But if we sit here and force ourselves to get over things that we may think are petty, then we're not being fair to the other person. Because we know we don't like it. We're just going to sit there and act like we do. Well, we really don't. I don't care what we do. We're going to pray on it. I'll get over it. You don't like it.
But how about it?
The essence of any kind of relationship, though, if it is not, if even if it's not in the physical realm, there is always a give and take. You may not like the pouch, or you may not like something that physically she's something going on with her, but she may not like how you handle a certain situation or something that you do. So it's always a give and take in a relationship.
She can go. She can go.
I knew he was gonna say that.
I mean, you don't like me, you can go. It go both ways. I understand that, but neither one of us should make making sacrifices. We're not saying that we should be asking for so much and giving so little. We're gonna give you as much as we're asking for, but I'm not gonna make no sacrifices. For what?
But hold on.
His arms are crossed.
Right. I understand. Yeah, his arms are crossed. But you know what? Let's talk about love, though. Love. We didn't talk about that. You guys talking about the lust part. You know, you're being attracted to that person. What's going to happen if you really fall in love with that person? I mean, because right now, are you in love with the pouch? I mean, the person, not the pouch.
The pouch. I just gonna call it. Her name is. Nah, I ain't gonna tell you.
Okay.
But yeah.
No name.
Let's not call it a pouch.
Let's just say
Christy.
Let's call it Casey.
Yeah, you're in love with Casey.
No.
But see, that's what happened. Now, let's ask William. William, you think if he was in love with her, I mean, that would come up in your mind sometime when it comes to the part where, you know,
I get it.
You know.
Love that conquers all. I get it. I'm with that. But I'm not there yet.
right.
I'm not there.
Right, and that's where it's going to be until you get there. You know, once you get there. Now, let's ask William. When did it happen? When did you know you were married? I mean, do you know what you were doing at the time? Was it a situation happened? What emotionally? What took over?
Loins. Sorry.
No, it wasn't the loins. I don't know. It was just we were having a conversation. I think it might have been at one of those either AFRAM or Summer Jam, and we were just sitting on the lawn watching the show, and then afterwards, when we were walking back, it just clicked on me like I don't need anything else right now. I'm fine. Like, this is what I have, and she's everything that I want. So
You
I'm
said
good.
right now, though. What that mean?
What do you mean? What?
You said I don't need nothing else right now.
Yeah,
He said when you know you was gonna marry her.
yeah, that was
Why did he
it.
say right now though?
Right now, because at the time, you know, before I was going through a little phase with searching,
Okay.
dating multiple women, and once she hit, it's like right now. This is it. This is
Okay.
all.
So she eliminated the competition.
Yeah,
Okay.
Shut it down.
yeah. Shut it down.
Forever, apparently.
Yeah, forever, forever, forever.
The thing is, like I said, I'm 30, so I'm looking for my future wife. Not necessarily looking, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whoever I come across, I'm looking at her with that eye, like she could be the one.
Right, so you're not gonna
the
waste
last
your
three-
time.
Right, I'm not gonna waste either one of our time. I owe it to her to not waste her time. But again, I meet quality people, so that's why I hang in there through stuff. Like I said, Dion, I wasn't super attracted to physically, but the rest of the stuff was good. So I said, forget the physical. I get over it. It's easy. I can get over it. Patricia, same thing. So I can do that, but like I said, I just gotta pray about it. And I'm praying about the pouch. I gotta be honest with myself. First of all, you gotta be honest with yourself. Can't lie to yourself. So I'm being very honest with myself and saying I know it's superficial. That's just what it is right now.
Now, remember that young lady came over the holiday? Yes, she was just a friend.
Yes.
I was telling Kellen about her. Was she? Yeah. Okay. You didn't say you know about her. I didn't know her name.
Yeah, I was say you didn't know her name.
So what you thought of her?
She's nice.
Yeah, I thought she was really nice. I like that complexion. She had a pretty smoky complexion. She seemed to be smart, a lot of fun, outgoing. You know. So I mean, what was your perspective on her?
I mean, I think she's a very sweet young lady. She's attractive. You know, got a lot of things going for her. I don't know.
Would you ask her out?
I would.
So what's happening right now? What's keeping you from asking her out?
Nothing.
He did say he was taking some time off. So you.
I'm on break right now.
All right. So I mean.
I'm on break right now.
I don't know. I had this sense of urgency when I was 20, and I just felt like all the good catches were going to be gone at a certain point. That you'd be stuck with the losers that nobody want. No, I didn't say. I'm just saying. I was looking. Like I knew my sister had quality friends because I remember in high school they were very ambitious young ladies. All of them were very cute, attractive, courteous. I wasn't really like my brother had to go for the ones that could be on Soul Train because I knew what those girls were like. They was trouble, and sometimes you get tired of that, the cheating. I mean, we talked about that, William. The cheating, the honesty not there. You kind of want somebody that's going to be faithful to you. So after a while, you start saying, wait a minute, does she have to be up there looking like Tina Turner's, the Janet Jackson, the Rihanna's? You want somebody faithful, somebody smart, somebody who want to build a future with. Be there holding your hand on the porch when you in your 70s and 80s. I mean, this is the stuff you start thinking about. So after a while, you start getting away from, she gotta be the rum shaker of the shakers. You get away from that. You just change. Any comment on that, William?
No, I think that's true. I mean, after a while, when
Agree. I'm not saying I don't agree with that.
I mean, after you've dealt with a lot of nice looking women or women that you chase just because of the pure physicality, you start to understand that there is something that you need behind just physicality. You need substance. You need somebody that you can have a conversation with. You need somebody who, when you call them and say, okay, well, I don't understand this, that they can give you a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. Right. And especially communication. You want somebody, like, say you're going to have arguments and stuff, but it's not going to be that kind of person that's going to live with it like, we're not speaking for a month. So sometimes you got to watch the attitude. You got to bring all of that into it, man. It's so much you got to deal with women, because they're so emotional. Like my wife, she don't go to sleep mad or nothing. We make up really quick. Most of the time we really get along really great, like best friends. Of course we don't have everything in common. Like she's not gonna come downstairs and monitor my radio shows and find out who I'm. And that's another thing was important. I didn't want anybody who didn't trust me. Who have to keep tabs on me. All I had to do was messed up one time like 20 years ago and it's been over. But I guess I proved it because she knew I dated a lot of people back then, and she researched me. She called these people up because she knew them. She really did because she had went through hurt, and I had to listen to that for like weeks. She was still hurt over this dude, but it didn't matter. I really liked her. We got along great, and plus I don't like to plan stuff. She was great with planning vacations and dates and stuff. I love that stuff. She took care of it, and I had fun. It's like, yeah, because when I vacation, how they tell you, I barely can make it through a 90-degree day without wanting to take a nap. Or y'all gonna have fun. I'm just gonna sit by the pool. And she said, oh, she know that's me. So you gotta have somebody that's going to accept you who you are. So guys, it's a lot, man. I mean, William, tell them it's a lot, right?
Yeah, you actually need somebody who's gonna pick up on your weaknesses, and that has to be their strength. And I think when we were talking earlier, you were saying that. Kellen, you were saying that you don't have to compromise almost if she don't like something about you. She don't have to be with you. But I think that in the end, I think that yin and yang, where something she doesn't like maybe is something that is a weakness for you, but is a strength that she can help you overcome. So man,
see that.
It's not all, well, she don't like the way I handle my business or I do my finances, so she can leave. Or maybe she doesn't like the way you do your finances, and she got it set up where it'll actually help you and it's better for you.
I mean, I was more so speaking on the physical. I mean, if you have personality traits that are weakness for me and you can help me along with that, then that's what I'm looking for. A woman to compliment me, that's fine. But the compromise is more so physical. If there's something about you I just can't get by, I'm not going to force myself to do it. That's more so physical.
Right, and then after a while, you got to think about as you get older, we just not who we are when we were younger. You can't bang a chick early during the day and you can hit another one at night. When you can start getting older, so you be looking if you can make it the next day, the next week. You need a nap and leave me alone. Go get, So you're going to change. You're not going to get better and stronger. So you got to start thinking about the other stuff, man. That comes more deeper than that. Just like you said, the yin and the yang. She got to be there with you emotionally. I mean, she will lay her life down for you. I mean, it's somebody, of course, like Brandon said, you got to have some attraction to him, but it's not going to be every single thing. Like if you God say you create the perfect woman, and let's throw some names out there real quick just for fun. Okay, we'll let you slide on this one because we don't want to get you in trouble in case the show because it go viral. All right, let's take some pieces. You know, some smart women. You know, the physical part, the eyes, the hair. Okay. If you had to choose a woman right now, let's go by the body. Who would it be for you, Kellen? What kind of body type? We talking body type, not just complexion, but just the shape and height. What you go for? Throw a name out there.
Nia Long.
All right, Brandon.
I say Megan. I was gonna say Neil Long too.
Okay, so y'all like
Megan good.
So y'all like women that's like kind of on the short side.
Nah, well, Megan. How tall is Megan good?
She's short. They short like Alicia Keys.
I like statuesque. I mean, I'm not a discriminator at all.
Maybe
That's what I'm saying. Like I used to be real picky, but I'm not a discriminator at all.
I mean, I like taller women. I could see like at eye level. That's one. Not like up, but eye level. Which,
Probably like 5'10".
I think we both are picking on
Because you
more
wear
so for our
5'9".
body.
yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
you said Neil Long.
Neil Long, Megan
Brandon, you
good.
said.
I said Nia Long.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Okay. Complexion. Does it matter to you, Brandon? Complexion.
It matters to me. I'm not.
Throw a name out there. Kellen.
You're not
Let's throw
proud
a
of
name.
that.
Yeah. Let's throw a name.
Intra-racist.
All right. I mean, let's just throw a name out there.
I was just throwing a name out there for preference.
Yeah.
Rihanna.
All right, Rihanna. Okay. All right. Let's talk about hair.
Oh man, I'm not a fan of the African natural look.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Afrocentric.
Yeah,
However you would
one
like
bad
to.
experience.
Look, it's a bad
He'll be back.
experience.
He'll
Look,
be back.
All right. So you like straighter hair?
straight ahead.
Does it have to be shoulder length?
He likes to weave.
No, it doesn't matter the length, as long as it's.
Or does it have to be the edge?
It doesn't have to be.
Only
No.
take care of. How about you, Brand?
I love natural.
Yeah. So I mean, you talking about natural hair being their own, or you like the natural style?
Natural look.
Okay.
I mean both. But yeah, I was referring to natural look, the way they take care of it.
Okay.
Chemical free.
Chemical.
I love the bush, the curls. I even love the short haircut.
All right. Great.
I've had a woman that had the haircut like mine.
Okay. Oh, and it worked for
Matter
you.
of fact, the teacher, you met her.
Yeah,
The one that
yeah,
made
she
the
was
banana-
nice.
banana
Yeah.
pudding,
Right, and she wore that really well. It fit her. Now, some people can't sport that, but
She was bad. She
Yeah.
had her body was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I've had the super duper attractive, but I wasn't attracted to her ways, like her character.
right. Okay, that's what we're going in now. Okay, let's talk about personality types that we see on TV. Who personality like come off really great on TV that you like to get to know?
Beyonce.
Beyonce. Oh yes, absolutely. What did you bring?
Personality,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Beyonce got like that Southern Belle. type
Yeah,
thing
she
going
seemed
on.
like she's doing.
I
Down to
mean, Kelly Rowland, from what I've seen in interviews.
Oh yeah,
And mind
no,
you,
right.
I'm blanking out. I probably can think about 10 other people before her.
But,
I
yeah.
just like somebody who's fun.
Yeah.
Fun, outgoing, doesn't take herself too seriously.
All right, let's say this. Let's say this real quick. Since we talking about personality type, if you stuck, because you said Beyonce and Bray said Kelly, if we stuck them in that environment that the housewives are on in Atlanta, how would you think they would behave? Would they like just be sitting back, just observing?
You mean you put them in drama?
Yeah.
I don't think they react.
I think they leave.
You think they still be ladies though?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
they both got that Houston hood in them a little bit, so I'm not sure what the boiling point would be. But I think they would definitely be the more mature people. But if you just disrespect them, I don't think they'd be. I don't think they would shy away from an altercation.
Right.
But it would
Okay.
be like messy, where it's like they throwing drinks. It would be you had to say something like about Blue Ivy, and then Beyonce go off.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So that gives us a good idea visually what type of women you're looking at and emotional attitudes.
I'm not saying I gotta have.
I know. We're not trying to trap you, right? But we just wanted to get a picture of what, the types that you guys were referring to.
I'm
All right.
having a problem trying to find a woman that's into God, has good head on the shoulders, is well spoken, classy, but at the same time has a certain edge to her, and she's not uptight or kind of boring.
Right. You
So,
still want the excitement.
yeah, I
the
still.
energy.
That was my thing. Like, I find great ladies, but they're kind of dull.
She drinks though, so you can
So they need to be loosened up a little bit.
get it out of her.
Why do I shouldn't have to force that out of you?
But Kellen, you know, you're kind of a laid back dude anyway. Now, so yeah, you need somebody with energy that comes in a room and they just light it up. They can touch a light bulb and it light up.
Yeah, but with their personality and things they do and things they say, but not with their smile. I need you to be fun, like, you know, tell jokes, be a little loose. I mean, we can all love God, but, you know, if that's what you talk about all day, then, I mean, I'm bored to death. I'm sorry. I mean, I need you to be, I need you to be a little more loose than that. You know, I need you to have all aspects of life and all walks of life at the same time. I mean, stop talking about the same thing every day and being so laid back and so classy all the time. Just, oh, how was your day today? I don't like that. I need you to be looser than that.
All right, okay. All right, now we're going to switch over to William because we talked about all this, you know, with you guys. William, tell us a little bit about some of the qualities that really was over the top, you know, with your wife that you love. I mean, this is the stuff that you see every day that you look forward to day in and day out.
Her body. I love my wife's body. I'm sorry. Day in and day out, no matter what. It's great.
You see that? Right.
It's great.
See that? Married a great body.
I didn't marry a great body. I married a great
woman that had a great body?
That has a great body. That's the that's
But if she got a little but if
she had
right.
had a great body.
didn't if she did not.
Yeah, like say you guys have the second child and she picked up a little weight and it's just taking a little time to drop it. Would it bother you?
No,
We not talking about it made her hips bigger. We talking about got that gut. That straight up.
yeah,
gut.
my wife carried most of the baby in her stomach. She didn't get big all over. It was mostly in her stomach and lower half.
We're not talking about during the pregnancy. We're talking about after.
Yeah,
And
she was
it-
still
and it
big,
stayed
bigger after, and it stayed there
but
for
not
a
anymore.
while. No, I mean it's not there no more, but I mean it stayed there.
But if she get older, because she in the 30s, if she have another child, it won't be right. It'd be harder to come off. But it's not like it's going to really.
He's already married though.
Yeah, it's true. But see,
Married. Like I said, if I'm married, it's-
yeah, but right.
But you knew her personality while y'all were dating.
Yeah.
Would you have married her
Yes.
without the body?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay, so the personality was like really striking for you.
Right. She had things, everything that I was weak in with, like when it comes to just knowledge, like her ability to connect with different people in different atmospheres and different circumstances, and just her whole mentality and her mind frame and where she wanted to go was something that I really didn't grasp or understand at that time. And that really drew me to her. So it wasn't really about her body at all at that point. Like I said, that was like a bonus. It was more about where she wanted to go, what she wanted to do. And she had a plan down. And she was like, everything that I said I did not want in a relationship and what I expected, she said, fine, I understand that. And I'm on the same page as you.
So William Crush, you telling me if she was 240 when y'all was dating, y'all be married?
No, man, that's a little different.
That's a little different.
It is
it's not.
240. Yeah, it is.
different. How's it
It is
different?
because the initial attraction was physical with her.
Of course.
And that's what I'm talking.
But it
about.
wasn't necessarily all.
point.
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't the selling point.
Y'all
Any
would've
It's not
any
my selling point, is it?
huh?
It's not my selling
Y'all would
point.
have never even got to that.
Got
Because
to what?
to the point of getting to know her because she was overweight.
All right, so I don't know if we can use my example because we kind of grew up together in church. So I kind of
But y'all separated for a while. So let's say you knew her, you grew up with it, but then when you reconnected with her, she was 240. Same personality, even better personality.
You remember the banging body, so you kind of like, okay, that's all where you remember she had that, but there's no big.
240.
240. Strong.
Well, I think we should go out sometime.
if she was 240, and
Just big.
my wife is 5'5",
Just big.
240 would be like.
That'd be a health problem.
Yeah, she's obese.
She's big.
All right, let's go back. Let's get away from that now. Let's let's hit on this. Well, she make you feel special. I mean, like mentally. I mean, when you like if y'all with a group of people, do you guys connect where it's like y'all forget about the other people in the room sometime, and she's like laughing at your jokes, and you know the people look and say she's laughing at his jokes. Aren't you guys together all the time? Because funny, when my wife and I we had parties, and I'm like one of the people leading the party, joking and stuff, she'd be laughing the loudest half the time.
Yeah, we do have that connection where we laugh and joke. Or sometimes we have the connection where it for some reason with us, if a lot of people say they like something, for example, movies, everybody around us can say, "Oh, this was a great movie, go see it." And then we'll go see the movie and we'll come out and look at each other and like, yeah, we don't understand what's wrong with everybody. It's just that certain connection that only you two have, that only you two understand.
What's so entertaining, but my wife and I, we're completely opposite with movies. We'll go to a movie together. I let her choose the movie. I was like, honey, that was a DVD. That was Netflix. That one, that wasn't a red box. Putting your card in. But her, she's like, oh, I thought that was gonna be a good movie. And then if she think it's gonna be an over the top movie, she'll go without me. I said, oh, honey, you without me again? But I accept that. She wanted to go to see it really bad. And I just waited out. So sometimes you do have to. It's going to be some stuff that's going to be interesting and make your relationship interesting. Everything can't be right on cue.
TV is the movies for you maybe, but TV is the battle that we have. She likes the shows like Being Mary Jane or The Have and Have Nots, and I just rather go to sleep.
That's me.
You don't like Mary Jane?
No.
I like it too, but I can't.
The season finale was horrible, but
Nah,
Sometimes you got to have like moments where you can really take that in. You got to be like nothing on your plate for that day.
Sacrifice. You gotta be like, all right, well, I want to spend time with it, so I'll watch this. Or I've suffered through Have and Have Nots.
Me, it was like American Idols, sitting through that stuff with her. But then I got my daughter, so she can take my place.
Right. And sometimes it becomes a surprise. Like one thing that she watches at first that I was just didn't want to see was Project Runway. And I actually started watching it with, and I actually like it because I think it's interesting.
Yeah, it was.
So some stuff it kind of does grow on you.
Yeah. Because that was kind of had an entrepreneur approach to it too. Because some of them was like actually become something, So that was interesting in watching that. I guess like that caterpillar to the butterfly thing, right? And my wife she doesn't like action movies, but we're gonna see a Denzel movie that got action in it, so it's okay. It was okay for the action movie when Denzel was in it. So we got like our little funny moments, stuff that we accept. And it's like, okay, all right. I don't really go to movies by myself. Unless if I go, Brandon, I'll take in, I'll do 3 movies. And I know she's not going to do that. I have to take him or one of the kids with me. Now, another thing that happened, she knew I was really into Janet Jackson. So we sitting there watching I'm going crazy. And she's like, all right, you're a little bit too much into this concert. Or it's like, did we have to see another Beyonce movie on DVD up in here? When people sitting in the room, all right, we got to take it off. So we got our little fun things, So you're going to find that, that connection, It's going to be interesting, man. It's a fun ride, isn't it, Will?
It is. It's definitely a ride, and it is fun. But it is some stuff you have to still work through and be patient.
That's right. Patience big. All right, so just going on, what Will and I were hitting you guys with, and we know, we're not going to keep saying, hey, we can't force things to happen. But do you guys feel like the energy we giving off that we like what we in? I've got my selfish times where sometimes where I want to do certain things and I'm like but when I get with my buddies, everybody like, all right, guys, times I got to go back home. We get to that point where we had enough of y'all. We ready to roll, So enjoy being single. It's going to be great because you'll never get it back. Once you find that right person, you're not going to want it no more,
I'm totally open to that. Like I said, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
I'm just enjoying what I'm in right now because I'm taking advantage of it so I can prepare myself for my future wife.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying I prefer being single. Not at all. But again, I'm praying about it. I'm praying because she's a good woman.
All right, guys. I appreciate this discussion group. It was great, man. I got a lot out of it. I think the women that listen to my show is going to get a lot out of it. It's just what it is. It's just one day that person is going to cross your path, and bam, they're going to knock the socks off of you. And it's like all that stuff that used to be an issue. I mean, Uncle Mike is a prime example because we never thought that guy was going to change. It's like sometimes you get to a certain point, that stuff don't matter no more. It's like you just can't wait to see it. You just can't wait to hear. Sometimes my wife, she'll call me up. All right, honey, okay, I'll talk to you later. You know, it's gonna be some times when you don't want to talk to him on the phone. You just want to see him. You only have to speak. You know, tell him when it was just that excitement. When she there, it's like, all right, babe, see you later. I'm downstairs.
Or the pulling in for me is pulling into our development and seeing our car there. It's like, cool, she's home. So
Yep, that's what it's all about.
We get it. Nobody said we don't want to be married.
But we, look, 190.
Nah, I just said big. He said 240.
190.
I just said big.
No, I still talking 190.
But you
But
missed it.
240 would be
I hope
like,
the point wasn't missed on you though.
Just
no.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
just saying big.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, that's just on that note. Just the ladies just have to start taking better care of themselves.
I mean, and I feel like the pouch isn't a big thing to overcome, but I also feel like it took a lot for it to get there. So that kind of speaks to your inattention to your fitness, which is it's just big to me. I mean, it's important to me.
But remember what William said though.
Important to you, that's cool.
But remember what he said though about your weaknesses and that person's strengths. And what's going to happen if you guys do decide to get a little more closer and get to know each other? She start watching what she eats, working out. Maybe the plastic surgery will correct it, and then she can just make sure it doesn't happen again. Because now you're there to support her to make sure she don't go back down that road of eating bad and not working out. Right?
I mean, that's what we are now. She's going on a no carbs diet this month, so I'm gonna see how that works.
But would you ever think like she's doing it just for you? Does that make you feel bad?
I don't think so. Cause I've never made her feel like it was a problem. I don't think.
So she has no idea that you don't like her something.
No, I don't think so.
She will after this.
She's not gonna listen to this.
but I mean the thing is, it was just honesty. You know, this was being told. You know, it was like,
Actually, would you know?
What you mean?
If she said, "Do you have it? Is there anything about my body that you don't like?"
That's a dangerous question.
Of course it is.
Dion made that mistake.
Ladies do it. They ask all the
Do it
time.
again.
so what was the result of that? When what did she ask
Do you think I'm beautiful?
you?
Was she ugly or something?
You met
No,
her
she
before.
wasn't.
She came to your baby shower. The girl I had then. What that mean?
What was that?
Right.
So what was that? What was your answer?
The beast.
No.
So Brandon, what was your answer?
I know I ain't with it no more. But
Hey, Brandon, come back. What was your answer?
Yeah, what was that?
oh, I said I think you are attractive. So, I mean, you can't ask somebody if they think you're beautiful and then get mad at the answer. That's a dangerous question.
You can if you assume that they thought you were beautiful.
But was she being honest herself
She
though?
said she thought she was average. So,
And she
to
still
me-
got mad at you.
right.
Yeah, why she get mad if she?
Because she was lying to you and herself.
Yeah, that's weird, man. It's like, I couldn't imagine.
I mean,
You know,
I kind of paused. I didn't want to. I want to make sure I said it in the most honest, first of all, but respectful and I guess responsible way.
yeah.
Hurt her feelings.
Right, you ain't about to say you're not no Miss Universe.
Why would I was gonna say that?
Charles Barkley then and be like, no, not really.
I just said I think you're attractive. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have been with you if I didn't think you were attractive. So I was attracted to you. She's like, I mean, sorry, but you shouldn't
pretty
ask
deep.
Me.
Yeah,
You
that's
shouldn't
pretty
ask me.
Right.
But to answer your question, if Candace asked me if there was anything wrong with her, and if she made it general or if she specifically said, is my stomach a problem?
No, physically, she says, "Is there anything about my body that you don't like?"
I'll be honest. Yeah, be honest with her. And,
Right.
and I would also frame it in a way where she knew how the level of importance it was. Like, in other words, where it ranked
To you,
to me.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I would let her know, like, it doesn't matter as much. It bothers me, and this is why, but I mean, I'm still here with you, so that tells you something. Like, I think you're excellent. I mean, I tell her all the time, like, look, man, I appreciate you. Nothing you do goes unnoticed. I have a great time with you. You know, I enjoy spending time with you, all of that good stuff. So I would always frame it in the most respectful way, but I have to be honest.
Right, absolutely. Now, one of the things we didn't really get into, but and that's women being leaving the streets alone, hanging out with their girlfriend as much. I have some friends that's in trouble right now because the women don't want to be home. They're not nurturers to their children. Their kids are going through things, and they just think hanging with the girlfriends, going out happy hours more important. He come home and they not home. You know, how important is that? You know, I mean, you don't expect somebody to be closed up all the time. You don't expect them to give up their friends, but to a certain degree, you want them to be, you know, they got to give up. Right.
Definitely have a life of your own, because I don't want you to treat me like your teddy bear that you have to hold all day long and not let out your sight, because you're just going to get on my nerves. If you have a life of your own, separate from our relationship, then that's what's best for both of us, because that separation is going to make it just that much better when we come together. So I have to have time to miss you and appreciate you. But if you up under me all the time, then you just getting on my nerves, whether you know it or not, and it's just not going to work out.
Yeah, so for me, though, I don't think that, you know, when you're in a relationship that they should be hanging out at the places where single people are. But if they out going out with their girlfriends out to dinner, maybe a drink just to hang out once a month, or they going hang out at the gym, or they doing other things like taking cooking lessons, that stuff is great. But I'm talking about they didn't give up stuff they were doing when they were single.
That's fine. You can go to a club. You can go to a club. You can come to a strip club. I don't care where you go. I trust you. Well, I'm supposed to trust you. I trust you. Just, it doesn't matter. You can go to a single bar. That's cool.
That's good. It doesn't bother you. Yeah.
I would have a problem with that because we have a child, so you can't be
married.
You can't.
But that's what I'm talking about. You know, you at that point in your life that, you know, they didn't give up a lot of those things.
Oh no.
That's a problem. I'm not gonna be out in the strip club, out in the club, because I have a daughter. I expect you not to do the same thing. I expect you.
Yeah, just like what Coach Harbaugh said, good things will happen after 12 o'clock.
Yeah, nothing good.
All right, guys, we're going to end this show. We're approaching an hour. I appreciate you guys being honest and candid with your, your answers. This is Jerry Royce on Uncovering Mr. Right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this segment. It was the third segment, and we was at Brandon's house chilling and having a good time. Now they're about to hit the PlayStation game or PS3, whatever they call it these days. Thank you. Bye-bye.